Hey family, what go on? Hey, you know what comment I made a while ago? This is not a long video. What coming on my head is a slide in dollars in Jamaica. Inflation a kill we. People, we soon can't buy nothing in Jamaica. One tomato me see for $700. You know what caused that? It is the US dollars, people. The sliding dollars. Remember, such man did promise us he could have balanced it in dollars, don't it? People, the dollars gone bad. Many things happening in Jamaica is deliberate. This brother is too corrupt. And this report come out expose a lot of things. Let me tell you what I go on now. You see a man like him this corrupt. This sliding of the dollars benefit him. Him have a US account, them and him a getting money in a US and US him a play in a. But for the average man in Jamaica or woman, appear not go suffering. Do you hear what Carlos is saying? When we dollar slide, them boys, yeah, beard. You never know. Never look on it like that. Look on the exchange rate. Look at the exchange rate. Things can't get any cheaper, people. Because people have to fork out more Jamaican dollars to purchase fewer US dollars to buy stuff overseas. Do you understand me? When a country depends upon everything we will consume coming from overseas, that means that we have to come up with more US dollars and the dollars is sliding. Jamaica dollar now no use. The US dollar is getting more powerful in Jamaica. So therefore, you see these big boys with them, how much US dollars are going in them account. Because if you listen to this clip right here, you hear how US dollars these boys are playing with. So the whole of we are idiot, the whole of we broke and poor.
What happened to borrowed money? Now, the other transaction which concerned me was the one where the account was opened at NCB. It was opened with no money in it. And I didn't know you could open an account with no money in it. A couple of days later, there was a deposit of a little over 143,000 US dollars, which came from SSL. And in the context of the discussions which we have been having about SSL, I believe that the Prime Minister needs to address this and explain how and why that money came into his account from SSL. It was deeply concerning to me, and I'm sure that it must be deeply concerning to all the people who not only lost money, but know people who lost money. And you know the number one concern is what happened to borrowed money.
So you hear that, people? US dollar them boy are ramping up. US dollar them boy are ramping up. And me and una the only loser boy. So when the dollar slide like that, you know bother them. Them man will mash up the country to fatten them own pocket. You never know that? Man can spend charity money for themselves to rot it. Look what poor people live in their constituency. It should give you great pleasure. If you have a foundation and any money coming in it at all, any money, it should have give you great pleasure knowing that your charity grow. Put a few dollars where you can give people them. You take it and spend for yourself in a stocks. And I say you take it and buy rice and chicken back and flour because they broke. And I say you take it and pay your mortgage because you never have no money and hard time take you. Even then you should never ever spend out of charity money. You can't do that. It's against the law. But you take the money and buy stock. You take the money and buy stocks. Why? You take the money and buy stocks. Me I tell all the Jamaica people, you know, say dollar now go down. All the people who benefit of Jamaica, these big boys who are mixing and dangling US dollars. If you don't have access to the US dollars like these big boys, we have 140,000 US dollars moving from account to account. US dollars, them boys are swimming up. So mashing up the country would have really benefit them. Mashing up the country, making poor people suffer. It don't really benefit them. Inflation a go up, price of everything a go up, food. It benefit them.
I don't want you to come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them.
Benefit them, people. It benefit them. Everything them, it benefit them. With tears, benefit them. The people them are get caught up every day. Politician me get to understand a funeral home. Me say police a funeral home. Funeral home. One of the biggest business in Jamaica is funeral home. Why would I stop? Why would you want crime to stop? When the proceeds of crime keep your business floating? Why would you want a man to stop? When they need more people to get dirt so you can have more business. Think about that. Jamaica full of corruption. And they don't want to stop. Jamaica want Roto-Rooter. But it can fix people. Jamaica just want somebody who come in and love it and not think about raping the people. Look on it. He just come to me a while ago, and drive, and I say, hold on. You know, so that brother, the US still go, him not give a them about inflation. Him not feel the pain of the people, and everything I go people. Because some of you guys don't understand these things. It's because if a man in Jamaica need to buy some flour, some rice for shipping in the country, it will cost them more Jamaican dollars to get the US dollars now. It costs more Jamaican dollars because with dollar slide, the US dollar more powerful now. With dollar come like nothing. So if you want to buy some US dollars to buy some stuff overseas, you have to fork out more money. Inflation, people. Everything in the store will go up because that man is going to make sure say you swallow the cost. You see me, I say, people. And what happened? Poor people feel it, can't feed them picnic, the malnourished, can't eat a good meal. The whole time some boy I get richer and richer. When the country mash up, somebody tells you can't have a corrupt thief in an office. We can't have a thief in an office. We can't have no criminal in an office, people. It's just not gonna work. We can't have no thief in our office. We can't. Corruption and corruption and brother are dirty. Every dollar a fee man in family. Inflation benefit the brother ya. Them boy are playing in US dollars. The rest of you yes are Jamaican. Take on the marble and go on home. Me talk to you later. I road me there. Thank you guys for watching this video. My name is Jamaican Carlos. May I remind you about something. I'm out.
Yeah, man, come back and woman Andrew Wallace place for real, man. Come back and man and parents, brother. Because watch it. You feel like Andrew Wallace poor people in the family. You know, want to see a man go live in family also. Right now, in Andrew Wallace right now, a family where we need a house just like how we need a house now. Come back and prison, we go live and make soldiers and police run with them. The soldiers and police, them are running my young boy for we. Then them happy catch me. Me a old man. Me can't run for soldier and police right now, especially soldier. Andrew Wallace, come back.
These were the words of Prime Minister Andrew Holness in Parliament on Wednesday afternoon regarding the illegally captured lands in Bernard Lodge. True to his word, today police officials are demolishing the structures that were erected on these lands. The operation, which began after 6 a.m. on Thursday morning, saw unoccupied and unfinished houses being demolished by large machinery.
The operation began shortly after 6 o'clock, maybe about 6:30 or thereabout. Varying forms of manual and machine labor engaged in the process, being very careful and respectful of people's personal space, etc.
Subsequently, blockades were erected to cordon off the affected area, forcing scores of motorists to turn back and take alternate routes. One inconsolable victim of the demolition said she now has no clue what her next steps will be, as she spent her last $800,000 on the lot she was building on.
Give me TRN. And my ID, and then turn up the receipt, give me. They send the receipt, give me. Nobody not give me no look one, no look no give me. No, I thought me just a pass and so I just so the money on the plane. Me just a for work. I see that work. I got 300 let me go work in a man time, come in a happy, come here, see if it belongs and such. I don't know what to do.
JCF communication strategist Dennis Brooks said though the operation is being undertaken by the Sugar Company of Jamaica Holdings, the police alongside the Jamaica Defense Force were present to keep the peace.
It's an operation that is being conducted by the Sugar Company of Jamaica. We as law enforcement are merely here based on our assessment of the space, our assessment of the situation. We're here just to provide the security necessary for the workmen to do their operation.
Yeah, man, come back and woman Andrew Wallace space for real, man. Come back and man and parents better. Cause watch out. You feel like Andrew Wallace poor people in the family. You know want to see a man go live in family also. Right then in Andrew Wallace right now family where we need a house just like how we need a house now. Eh? Come back and prison one we go live and make soldiers and police run with them. The soldiers and police them run down my young boy for we. Then them happy catch me. Me a old man. Me can't run soldier and police right now, especially soldier. Eh? Andrew Wallace
The parish of St. Thomas has had mixed fortunes in recent years for agriculture. In January of this year, the government announced $200 million to assist sugarcane farmers in St. Thomas, who have been negatively affected by the closure of the Golden Grove Sugar Factory. However, some small farmers who now occupy farmer sugar lands are complaining about eviction notices.
So we're there a long time.
because before it came out of production,
And since cane show up, we have the land. We have them half before Eastern shutdown because we plant canal. When birthday year and I run the place, we say we plant canal, don't light no fire and it we use. Till cane, we still a work a plant canal. And then we farm from and then we eat from, then we send we picnic at school out there. So we need to get some out of big food.
We need to get the land to work, establish yourself, spread the weed.
If we even have to pay, we're willing to pay, we lease, but you can't come and just throw we out if just the big man come, we come put cow. Then all we are going to survive around here, nothing around here. Cow alone can't help, we cow enough for we. When we have a for we, left something for we. It is not fair. We need justice.
True.
In response, the SCJ head, Joseph Shakir, toured sections of the Eastern Parish. He was accompanied by members of the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, as well as a Member of Parliament, Dr. Fenton Ferguson.
How we can accommodate them in the plans for the development of the former sugar lands in Eastern St. Thomas. I represent Minister Shaw and his ministry on this mission. SCJ Holdings Limited is the landowner on behalf of the government. And at the invitation of Dr. Ferguson, I came out to have a first-hand look at the state of affairs on the land. Now, it is clear to me that there is active and good farming taking place, albeit scattered. There has to be some rationalization down the road. Suffice it to say that the government has no intention of disrupting farmers who are engaged in productive activities. But we have to find a way where farmers can remain where they are, cultivating and using land productively, and still be able to accommodate larger investors who can provide employment to residents of the area.
Yeah, man, come back and woman Andrew Wallace space for real, man. Come back and man and parents better. Cause watch out. You feel like Andrew Wallace poor people in the family. You know want to see a man go live in family also. Right then in Andrew Wallace right now family where we need a house just like how we need a house now. Eh? Come back and prison one we go live and make soldiers and police run with them. The soldiers and police them run down my young boy for we. Then them happy catch me. Me a old man. Me can't run for soldier and police right now, especially soldier. Eh? Andrew Wallace, come back.
has been put on hold, at least for now, until a meeting is convened with the government and the Sugar Corporation of Jamaica, SCJ, to work out the way forward.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who visited the community today, told the residents that the area will be developed in an orderly way and they will not be left out. Kirk Wright has this primetime news follow-up.
The residents eagerly awaited the arrival of the Prime Minister to hear the government's next move after demolishing their structures. Immediately after he arrived, he convened a meeting where he made this announcement.
This community and this area is about to experience a change, a transformation. We have put in place a master plan that is going to bring 15,000 houses into this area. Not for rich people.
And with that, the Prime Minister declared the options available.
You will have options to acquire the land itself. You will have options to acquire a starter unit. And you will have options to acquire a full unit. Presently, we were modeling our target prices as to the prices that we have been giving in Catherine Estates, which is just across here. And those units are about $6.5 average $1 million.
Good news, but the price point sparked questions of doubt about affordability. The Prime Minister assured there was no need to worry as persons will be able to obtain mortgages.
So you will be able to buy your house and pay over time. The same way you're doing it now in incrementally building out. But when you go this route, you get your full house in a community.
Some say they weren't convinced of the Prime Minister's plan.
You know, don't you know that he's lying, right? Because me know a lie tell, right? And in the first instance, him should have found out all of them something before him demolish the building them, right? And then him come back with him foolish now. Remember, you know, him say, we are criminal, you know. Me hear in person and then him go tell you right there, say him did not say it, and me have to come up and say it. Yes, him say it.
The Prime Minister told the people that it appeared they were scammed because the government has no record of them paying for lands in the area.
Now we need to know who did you pay. We want to be able to assist. But if we are going to assist, we need to have clean hands coming to the table.
So there are two separate investigations that emanated from the Prime Minister's statutory declarations. I want you to discuss that first and tell us what were those two separate investigations. One relates to the omission of information for which the Director of Corruption Prosecution ruled, and then the second investigation was around illicit enrichment.
Well, I would say on the 4 accounts, there were 2 related to his parents put his name on, one with a former constituency manager and another one. Now, it's important to look at the detail. The Director of Investigation said he brought to Mr. Holness's attention on 3 occasions that his name was in fact on the accounts. And in spite of that, Mr. Holness did not declare those as part of his declaration. Secondly, and even more importantly, the Director of Investigation found that in 2 of those accounts, monies were flowing through the accounts from accounts solely controlled by Mr. Holness and 2 accounts solely controlled by Mr. Holness. So in essence, he's saying Mr. Holness said he knew nothing about these accounts, but funds are flowing in the region of millions of dollars. Deposits put in today, taken out the following week. 2 accounts controlled solely by him. So the question is, was Mr. Holness being truthful when he said, well, it's my parents' account and I don't know anything about it?